pound 250 to save an additional 50%. Thanks, James.
WGSX Lynn Haven, WPLQ Port St. John. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Lights, camera, action.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Gonna get you hot up. I'm gonna make it wet. Stay hot up. Rubber dub in the hot tub. Rubber dub with me. Second hot tub.
Yeah.
Really make me sweat.
Yeah. We got an echo.
Really make me wet. Well.
There you go.
We were in a cave.
And good morning. Welcome to beautiful Wednesday in paradise. Brian's with us, Glenn Manley. What's going on? Brian, you took a trip, man. I saw Steve Bertashaw yesterday, and he's going to be our special guest tomorrow, the swim coach. He said he ran into you up in Nashville?
Huntsville.
Huntsville, that's right, Huntsville.
And
you left Huntsville, drove here, got in the car, head down to Orlando. Tell everybody your little trip you took.
Well, we did a lot. So I went up Huntsville, the Southeastern Swimming Championships, about 960 kids from Tennessee.
900?
Yeah.
Woo.
Tennessee, Alabama, Panhandle of Florida. We had a couple of teams from the listening area. We got Cat 5 Aquatics team here out of Panama City, and then Coast Aquatics over in kind of Destin, Fort Walton area like that. Both teams did extremely well up there. That's where I got to see Steve and everybody up there, and so helped put that meet on. Left it Sunday morning, going in the last day of competition, drove here, switched cars, drove down to Orlando to help the PCB Hobby folks open their new location down there, and then came back yesterday. So I've done a little driving. All the roads are intact.
Your back's not hurting? If I drove that much, my back would be killing.
My back hurts carrying you every Wednesday.
He didn't go to the rest stop. He didn't go to the rest stop to get gas or go to the bathroom. He has to sit down and work.
What do you got on your face?
Which one?
I just noticed something.
Oh, really?
What are you growing?
I don't know. I'll tell you.
Somebody push you in the dirt.
Yeah, he did.
Are you dyeing the beard? It looks dark.
That's for the radiation.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I've shaved it off 3 times thinking it wouldn't come back dark. But everybody goes, why don't you just color your hair too? And I was like, I'm not doing this on purpose.
I like that FSU shirt.
Yeah, thank you.
Man.
A friend of mine gave it to me.
Yeah, that's good.
So,
all right. I want to talk about Deion Sanders. Well, a couple things. If I got time, I'll get back to it. I want to talk about Deion Sanders. You know, one time he was the second coming, or, he was going to be maybe the head coach at FSU, heck, maybe even be where Nick Saban was at Alabama. Well, this is the latest out of Colorado. He has lost his defensive coordinator. We knew that. It's going to the Denver Broncos. But now Warren Sapp has resigned and will probably be going with the defensive coordinator to the Denver Broncos as probably as a defensive line coach. So within 24 hours, now this was done a couple days ago. I didn't have a chance to cover it at that time. But within a 24-hour period, Robert Livingston and then Warren Sapp both leave the coaching staff at Colorado. Sapp and Sanders are both former Pro Hall of Famers. Colorado went 3-9 last year with all these big-name college assistant coaches. Didn't really help them much. But they were pretty close. He wanted to get in college football, and Deion gave him that opportunity. And now look what he's done. He's a couple years at Colorado, and now he's headed on to the NFL, making big money in the NFL. That's pretty cool. Absolutely. So congratulations to Warren Sapp. Does that hurt Deion in the long scheme of things?
It could be one of those cases where it might hurt him more on recruiting than actual game coaching. I mean, I don't. It's hard to know. I don't know enough about Warren Sapp to think, but you would think just with his name and his pedigree and all like that, that would be very attractive in recruiting. The coaching, I don't know how much coaching he had really done. He certainly knows the position, but I mean, obviously, it's only as good as your replacement. So if he can replace him with somebody just as good or better, then, hey, it might end up fine.
Well, good thing about Sapp walking there, most of these kids will know who he is.
Sure.
He walks in the day, and the parents know and everything like that. That had to help. But still, Deion Knight going on the road and recruiting like all the other head football coaches, I do believe that hurts. I think he's got to change that. Willie, I don't know, because he has so many health issues.
I'm going to tell you right now, this is going to be the last year he coaches college football.
I think you're right.
I think
you're right.
He's already kind of signaled the whole deal about you guys are professionals now. I'm gonna find the hell out of you like that. There's gonna be pushback. That's my prediction. This will be the last year he coaches college football.
There's even a list of he's on the hot seat, so we shall see. And it was crazy. 2 years ago, we all thought, man, he might be the next guy at FSU. Who knows what's going to happen? Right. And if he'd had an opportunity at FSU or Alabama, there's no telling what he could have done.
Some people out of FSU have kind of already predicted who may be the next coach.
Who? Can you tell us now? You're going to tell us later?
We'll wait in the FSU update. So.
That is a tease.
That's what you call that thing. I got something to call. This happened in North Carolina, and I like getting into this kind of stuff. The longer
I was going to say, is it an alligator attack?
No, you're close.
Okay.
Snakes today. The longer they live, the bigger they get, like anything else. Look at Glenn. But anyway, giant cottonmouth. Broke a record. This was near Colorado. Near North Carolina border. 74 inches long. We all know how the big ones are really huge and thick. This is 74 inches long, which is incredible for a water mosquito. If you get popped,
2 inches.
Yeah, if you get popped by one of those suckers, you're gonna feel it.
It's gonna ruin your day.
Yeah, you're gonna have a bad day, no doubt about that. But that's your soon to come summertime natural update, and you will be getting these. When I see things like this, but a 74-inch water, I would run.
That's what I was going to say. First of all, I'm giving them plenty of room. So.
Yeah, that's twice your size, isn't it? 74
Yeah, at least.
It depends if I had a shotgun with me, then I'd have a new build.
There's nothing like walking through the trails at Yellowstone in a bull. Well, bison comes walking through the trail. You got to move, baby.
Yeah.
We had Arnold's legendary soccer coach.
Yes, Coach Jonah Hammond has stepped down from after 10 years of 3 state championships and numerous district championships.
What do you go, 75 and 0?
Yeah, 78 or 79 and 1 and home, I think. So,
is there a rumor where he'll be coaching next year?
No, there's no rumor that I know. I just know that he's.
Can you make one up?
No, I just know he's decided to be more around his family a little bit more, and then because he's got almost a quiver of kids in it. It's that many arrows in his quiver, so he's gonna kind of take it easy for a while. So.
Have you seen Jerry Racer lately?
Yeah.
I'm trying to get up with Jerry. Jerry, if you're out there listening, give me a call. I'm trying my best to get up with you.
Well, he was here last Monday.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to get up with Jerry Racer. I can't get up with him. I've called. Every time I call, it goes straight to the voicemail. So
this is for Mike. The East High Eagles in Nashville won their semifinals in the basketball regional. They're headed to the regional finals Thursday.
Why would you do that for Mike?
Because he's always
talking. You wanted to call in here?
No, I didn't. Yeah, but anyway.
Mike, we want you calling here. Sure we do.
No, well, anyway, you could talk about Rabbit Beach stealing all the cars, but anyway, I got a couple more scores if you'd like to hear them.
I thought you were going to do it during the FSU.
Well,
do it now. Do it now.
Well, last night, and we're going to talk to him today, Bozeman defeated Bayhigh 7-0 in baseball. Arnold 13, Rutherford 5. It was Leon 3, Mosey 0. It was Sneeds 13, North Bay Haven 6. That was Monday night. Some of these scores are like football scores. It was Weewaw 26, Gadsden County 0, Port St. Joe 7, and Taylor County 5. It was Franklin County 7, Blountstown 5, Osceola Christian 5, Liberty County 0, and then Sneeds 10, Rickards 3, and it was Cottondale 8, Holmes County 3, and Monday night Vernon 15, Poplar Springs 4. Gracefield got beat by Bethlehem 14-4, Freeport 6, Walton 1, and it was Blountstown 15 and Alta 0. That was Monday night. So, and then in softball, it was Arnold 16 and Walton 13. Bozeman 15, Marietta 3. Mosley 16, Rutherford 1. This is all girls softball. Weewaw 11, Sneeds 2, Port St. Joe 16, Alpha 1. This is the one that gets me. This is girls softball. Malone 29. Get that. Gracefield 19.
Good God.
So somebody didn't kick the extra point or something. I don't know. It was St. John Paul 14, Franklin County 1. Liberty County 13, Blountstown 3, Chipley 11, Abbeville Christian 2, South Walton Girls 11, and it was Choctaw 0. That's a big rivalry game. Holmes County 5, they were defeated by Dothan, and it was Laurel Hill. If you've ever been to Laurel Hill, it's actually on a little hill there. 16, Poplar Springs 7. So that's your softball and all that good stuff going on. And so we'll talk to Coach Hudson about what happened last night and also when they played again this week. So,
all right, if you're a parent out there listening right now, we got some great advice from you. I looked this up. I got 3 grandkids. We got a lot of people. Leighton told me today that Papa said they listened to your show, and it was somebody at Surfside, a teacher over there. So that's great. This is a 70, and I really kind of agree with what they said. This study, it was done by Harvard. They tracked kids when time they were born for 75 years, and this study has continued to go on as we speak. Glenn, you might have been the first one they studied. I'm not sure, but they factor in and predict successful people, happy people, healthy people, the people that do well. And from age 3 to 4, they started this study on 3 and 4 year olds to their up to 75 years, and what they found out. The kids that did the best in school, did the best in society, were healthier, were happier, were more successful in business. One key factor in all of this was parents that had their kids do chores starting at around age 4 through, had something to do, the parents, you're going to cut the grass. You're going to pick up your clothes. You're going to fold clothes. You're going to wash, whatever the chores were. You're going to wash the car. You're going to do certain things. Those young people had a lot better life than the ones that were kind of like me, spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Things like that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
But anyway, I thought that was interesting. And this show, I think it's the discipline and the structure they learn at a young age.
Accountability.
Yeah, all those things. Things that teach you, that sports teach you. I don't care what sport you play. And I tell all my sponsors, and I visit with them quite a bit. I said, if I had an opportunity to hire an average student at a business compared to an athlete, I'm going to hire an athlete because of the work ethic, the self-discipline they have to have. They got to go to practice every day after school. They got to study at night. They got to maintain their grades. They got to do the best they possibly can to be the best athlete they can be. They got to work out in all seasons. They're just used to that. And this study right here kind of more or less proves that. So the better you parents out there, get your kids involved in sports. And Jason Kovales tells you all the time, keep them off the sugar, get involved in sports, make them do chores. You'll produce a better child. How about that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. There you go. Hey, right here, 104.3. We got any other questions we can help you with?
The 3 of us were involved in sports, and look how we turned out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well,
we're the best.
That's the problem.
We could be the before on that chart.
We can help you in all areas of your life. Just give us a call, 215-6290. You got marriage problems, call me. Financial problems, give me a call.
If you need a lawyer, call me.
Give me a call. I can really help you with that. And we even got Matt in here can help Glenn with all 3 issues that he had. That was amazing on
It
Monday.
was.
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk about some of our great people. Today's a special day here in Panama City Beach. It's every Wednesday. It's that world-famous J. Michael Spaghetti, only on Wednesday. It's going to be packed out lunch and dinner. It's that good. Special sauce. We'll never tell you what's in it, but if you've ever had it, you can go back and get it again. It's that good. But they also have steaks, burgers, the best seafood you can anywhere, especially the fried shrimp. It's the seasoning. What he does there is incredible. The legendary J. Michael's Restaurant. Now, if you're over in Lynn Haven, the 10 wings on the side, Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven, go check it out. You'll absolutely love that. Pat Purtle, the city commissioner over there, does an incredible job with that. Does even a better job. I don't know if he can do a better job but he does just an exactly wonderful job with B4 Braves at Lynn Haven. And we appreciate all the things he did for Bay District schools back when I was coaching. We used to have TV shows done there.
Oh, man, those are fantastic.
Yeah, he's just a wonderful,
and he
wonderful
fed
man.
us, too, while we were there, too. So.
Great man. Great man.
So let me ask this question. You went through this thing. How many chores do you do now around the house as a 68-year-old adult?
That house wouldn't be standing without me. My back hurts all the time.
He wrote the check to get it all done.
This is comfort food right here.
Yeah, that's someone calling BS on you right there. That's what that is.
Let me tell you this. Phones. Let me tell you about phones.
Okay.
People are addicted to phones.
Really?
Every time I see my wife, she's on the phone. She loves that phone. That's all she does. Phone this, phone that. We'll be right back. Coach Hudson, 104.3, ESPN Northwest
You're going to
Florida.
still be here.
It's here. The 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app version 2.0. Now featuring ultra high fidelity. You'll feel like you're in the game. Plus more opportunities to win weekly prizes from local businesses when you click it to win it. Download the 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida app today at Google Play or the Apple Store.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast. Mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight. A bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun. And a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday. And we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Your goals matter, and at Anytime Fitness Panama City, they're ready to help you crush them. With expert coaching, personal training, and virtual workouts through the Anytime Fitness app, you'll have all the support you need inside the club and beyond. Limited time only. Join today for just $1 down and start your fitness journey now. Don't wait. Visit 107 West 23rd Street, Suite W8, or call 850-818-8184. Anytime Fitness. Let's make healthy happen.
Stay out of his lane and stay off his yard.
Believe me, this man is a menace. He's always drinking, starting fights.
The Coach James Hale Show live from the J. Michael Studios.
Don't turn it off!
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The legendary, the mayor. Go look up in the dictionary. You look at the mayor and have a picture of Greg Bernicki. He is the mayor. Mayor, I want to thank you for that wonderful comment you sent me. Your wife's probably talking to her boyfriend. I think she texts him. I don't know if she talks. I don't know. Sure. Thank you, Mayor. That made me feel really good. Hey, speaking of legends, this guy, wherever he goes, it's not a question, will he win? It's a matter of time. Every program he's been to, he's turned it around. He's incredible. He's one of the best baseball coaches in the Southeast. He's now at Bay High School. That's right. The one and only Coach Hudson. Coach, how are you doing this morning, sir?
Wow, I'm great. What an introduction.
It's the truth. It's the truth. I speak at the truth. You do an incredible job. I mean, look at all the places you've been and look what you've done. Everything I say is correct. And you know it, and I know it.
Yeah. It's I appreciate it, and it's always been I've got the greatest job in the world. I really do. I enjoy coaching baseball, and here we are at Bay High, and it's been great with this group. Since I've been here, we've come a long way, and you really enjoy and appreciate the good things and the good games you have, and when you can see a big win and all those kind of things, it's really really nice to have. And then you have days like yesterday where you go, okay, all right, we're still building, we still got to go. And baseball's baseball. When we ran into it last night a little bit, so. really still excited, ready to go, and we got a lot of baseball to play.
Well, the only thing you're missing in your life right now that would make it more enjoyable being at Bay, if you had the little man beside me with her every day. If Lynn was back at Bay, it'd even be better. You know it, and I know it.
Of course. He needs to come around a little more often. Once in a while, he'll make an appearance. He'll walk in, and the sun shines and all that, and he's gone.
Yeah, we lock the door. We're starting to lock the door.
Well, I do bring money when I come. Yeah. I do bring money.
All right, let's get into it. Talk about last night. What happened? Somebody played well for you. Tell us who it is, and then tell us what we got going on the rest of the week.
Yeah, like I said, we kind of ran into it a little bit last night. Bozeman, they just came off a loss, a game before that, and I don't know if you knew you were going to get their full attention. I think we got them in the preseason with a huge late comeback and all that. I think a lot of those things just came to fruition last night, where they weren't going to, they came out ready to play. They came out swinging, early. I think they had 4 hits in the first 2 innings and just hit everything on the nose. And we even with that, I think with the 4 hits they had, we still could have got out of there. It was a minimal damage, but we had a few mistakes that really hurt. So we gave up 6 runs there. That 3 of them were wild pitches, and the drop ball in the outfield scored a couple, and then we had an error on a well-thrown ball we didn't catch. Just some things that just you can't do against Bozeman. And they took advantage of it. They got up 5-0 really easily after 2 innings. And, after that, we threw well. We had some guys came in relief and pitched well for us and only gave up a hit or 2 after that 2nd inning. But we just didn't swing the bat. Credit to them. They threw 5 guys. We didn't hit any of them. They were all good. They all threw the ball well. They located. They threw strikes. And one of those days that we had. But, we got some good relief work there. From some guy, Cooper Pendergrass. I've been needing to get him out on the mound. He's too good a pitcher to not thrown as many innings as he has. So he came in and gave us 2 really good innings there in relief. And Isaiah Knox-Brennan is a sophomore who is really, really improved, and he may be one of our top guys on the mound. I haven't got him in there enough either. So he threw well in relief as well as Cam Havel. So was about the only bright spot for us last night was our relief pitching came in there and did a good job for us there against a really good hitting team. Bozeman's probably the most complete hitting team in town. I don't think anybody would argue that. And so they've got a great team, and so we just move on from here. We haven't played in a week. We got rained out last Friday, so we had a week off. That possibly had a little something to do with it, but we just got to get back to work, learn to play a little bit better offense. So.
Coach, you got some things coming up this week, but it's hard to convince the psyche of a 16 or 17-year-old, convince them their self-worth is not on that scoreboard, because they take it pretty hard when, as much as they put into it.
Yeah, they do. They do, and it's, sometimes when you got to develop confidence, and a lot of confidence comes from seeing wins. They see some wins on the board, but you have to trust what you're doing. You have to trust how you're working and the process of what you're doing there, and continue to play, because we've got we're in the playoffs if we win our district, regardless of anything else. Right. We have got to continue to improve throughout the year and not let one loss decide drop confidence and those kinds of things. We can't allow that to happen.
Right. I wanted to ask you something. You've done it so long. If you get in a slump and hitting the ball, you can't hit the ball, what's the best way, or maybe it's a combination of things to try to get better hitting the ball? A lot of time in the batting cage, or would you rather them going against live pitchers? What do you do in practice to try to improve the hitting game?
Well, if you look and see really, what it is, if it's a slump that's caused by a particular swing flaw, something like that, you work on that, obviously, and then sometimes, slumps come because you face good pitchers.
Yep.
It just is. Sometimes you run into, or you have faced tough pitchers, or you have bad, you just have, there are certain at bats where you just take your hat off and say the guy threw good, the guy pitched me well, he threw me, whatever, good location, with good pitches. So, you really look and see what it is and try to see if it's something mechanical or if it's something mental, or what it might be. So based on what kind of problems you think you're having, sometimes it's back in the cage and drill work. Sometimes it's, don't try to get 2 hits in one at bat. They want to get a hit because they know, I'm 0 for 6. Well, you can't. All you can do is, what you can do next at bat. And, a lot of kids start pressing, that kind of thing. And they're all about their batting average every moment. It's like watching the stock market, and they're just fall on the floor every time it goes down one. So, some of it's mental things, but, the basic stuff is, usually they start to get a little bit too aggressive to try to get a hit. So then they start swinging at bad pitches and, those kind of things. So maybe stay back, see the ball a little bit farther in, and not worry about pulling some home run, and really going opposite field and getting a little better look at the baseball. That's usually, a common problem they have there.
I want to ask you another question. I've always just thought of it, and I've always wondered this. Just in general, high school level, what's the toughest pitch for a high school player to hit? Is it a curveball, fastball? What, in your opinion, what do you think? Just the average across the board. If this pitcher can do this really well, we have a hard time hitting. Or if it's just one pitch, what would it be?
If I would say if somebody has a really good fastball, or someone has a really good changeup, or someone has a really good curveball, the changeup's the hardest pitch to hit.
Okay, I've always
changeup's the hardest pitch to hit. It's the hardest pitch to teach how to hit, and it's just a tough pitch. Somebody up there on 90 miles an hour, you can get the machine up there, and you can ramp it up and move up, and you can move closer to the machine and throw hard, and you can work on some of those things. And a really good breaking ball is a hard pitch. It is hard to hit, but those things you can again get on the machine and you can see those. But the changeup is just a different pitch, and it's a tougher pitch to simulate. And you face a guy with a really good changeup, they can throw it any time in the count. That's tough. It's a tough pitch to hit, and it's, they've always got a bullet in their holster when they got a good changeup they can throw on a 2-0 fastball count situation.
I can remember over at Huntington in Montgomery, Cloverdale, Huntington over there, baseball fields over there. When I hit it, I can knock it out. This was back when elementary school. But if they finally figured out, throw it inside, because I'm a coward. I didn't want to get hit, and a curveball. And then as I got older, then guys could start throwing curveballs. I could not hit a left-handed pitcher that threw a curveball for nothing. If they ever threw the first pitch inside near me, I would not hit the ball. I'm telling you, I was scared to death of getting hit. And Glenn, I can't help it. I'm just a coward. I mean, I'll admit it. I'm not, I'm just telling it like it is. But anyway.
It's a funny thing. The inside pitch is a really good pitch to throw. Inside fastballs, it's tough to hit.
Yeah.
For a lot of kids, it's tough to hit that pitch. And our guys, they sometimes they jump. I've seen not only our guys, I've seen other guys. You get a pitch inside and they pirouette and do they do a back handspring. It's the most athletic thing I've ever seen them do in my life, and they're dodging a ball. If you stay in there and just get hit by the pitch, they might not go in there again. They may say, this guy's not going to get out of the way, so we can't keep jamming it in there, because as long as he gets out of the way, we can keep throwing it in there. But when we find a guy that won't move, then sometimes pitching coaches or pitchers will be like, well, I'm not throwing it back in there because I barely missed on the inside corner, and it nicked his leg. He didn't move, and so now, we gave up a base there. So
I always moved. Hey, listen, Coach, our time is run out. Man, we love it when you come on. We'll talk to you next week. Good luck this week, okay?
Yeah, who you play this week, Coach? Who's next?
We are home versus the Arnold Marlins Thursday night. That's our only game this week. Yep, this week is Arnold Thursday night.
All right, we'll be there.
All right, Coach. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, so about some of our great people. I appreciate all of them. Richard Cox. I love Richard Cox. You talking about legendary businessman. Nobody does it better than Cox Pools. Nobody does it better than Richard Cox. Everybody wants one. You want your property value to go up. You want to enjoy life. You want your family and kids to be happy in them hot summer days. Cox Pool's the answer. You can move to Florida. You want a pool, make sure it's a Cox pool. Also, don't forget about jewelry. We all love jewelry. I love Patrick, Russ, Amber. They do an incredible work down there in Lynn Haven, not far from Beef Over Brazen in Lynn Haven. David Adams Jewelry is incredible. Go down there, They got everything. They'll deal with it, and they actually buy jewelry also. You got something broke. You dropped your ring. Somebody dropped his watch, whatever. Take it down there. And what great thing about them, they fix it there on site. They don't mail it off somewhere and you don't see it for a month. They get it done quickly. They get it done right the first time. That is Russ, Amber, and Patrick. Love you guys down there. Also, I pumped up. I went there yesterday. We had a great time. Bill and Sue Solomon, the legendary superintendent with the great state of Missouri. He is incredible, him and his wife. They got a place here, got a house there. We went to Pepper's Mexican Grill on Panama City Beach Parkway. We had a wonderful time. Those margaritas are huge. Buy one, get one free. Draft beer, same thing. Military Days on Monday, 10% off for lunch and dinner. Go check it out. And if you're in town, the Peppers on 77, right across the street from the old mall. Go in there and tell them Coach sent you. The food's incredible. Great atmosphere. Great place to have birthday parties. Peppers Mexican Grill. We'll be right back. 104.3. Dr. Ward, where are you? Dr. Ward, calling the doc.
Calling Dr. Ward, Dr. Larry, Dr. Curly, Dr. Moe.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida is your spot for college basketball.
And it goes in at the buzzer. Got it.
Listen to select games from the LSU Tigers, Florida Gators, the Auburn Tigers, and the biggest games around the country play here.
Three-pointer, punch it in. Oh, you saw that coming, Rap.
The most live college basketball in the Panhandle.
Game is over.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida and the ESPN Northwest Florida app.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
Looking for the most romantic night out in Panama City? Ferrucci Ristorante is your destination for authentic Italian cuisine and unforgettable moments. The candlelight, the wine, the homemade pasta. It's like a little slice of Italy. From handcrafted sauces to centuries-old recipes, Ferrucci brings true Italian flavor to every plate. It's where love stories begin and anniversaries are celebrated. To reserve your table, call 850-913-9131. Ferrucci Ristorante, Panama City's most romantic escape.
Looking to upgrade your truck? It's Blue Diamond Truck Accessories in Panama City. They sell, service, and install it all. Light kits, bed covers, bumpers, winches, lift kits, and any trailer hitch you can imagine. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, just west of Frankfort Avenue on 15th Street. Find Blue Diamond Truck Accessories on Facebook or call 850-914-0265. Blue Diamond Truck Accessories, 850-914-0265.
He's a beacon of light to many and an inspiration to all. The Coach James Hale Show.
Pro gun, pro flag, and pro peace show.
Live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Live from J. Michael Studios. Brian's with us, Glenn Manley. And now we got the one and only Dr. Ward. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, fellas. How are y'all this morning?
Hey, Doc, I got
better.
We're not supposed to be political, so I'm not going to be, but I was watching all that stuff on Iran, and I kept looking for my favorite Walmart store. I didn't see any. I just saw a lot of Targets.
I love it. That's great.
That's awesome. Anyway, all right, Doc, let's talk about it. Skin cancer.
Ooh.
Women have 2 things to worry about: breast cancer, skin cancer. Men, coaches, same thing.
Yeah.
If it doesn't look right, feel right, all it takes is 5 minutes. There's an office throughout the Panhandle, Florida. Where are you located? What's the best way to get with the legendary Dr. Ward?
Well, you can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Santa Rosa Beach, Water Sound, Panama City Beach, Panama City, Port St. Joe, Mariana, Bonifay, or Defuniak Springs. Give us a call at 233-3376. It just takes 5 minutes to get checked head to toe and make sure your skin is healthy and cancer-free.
Absolutely. I've dealt with him. Cape Coral had the first place they cut Mayor, part of it off. They go in there, numb it up. I was there all day. It was like a cattle. They were herding cattle in there. And then they made me wait so long, I had to get numbed up again. Now, I don't know if that happens with Dr. Ward. I know the times I've been there, it's never happened to me. The guy is incredible as a surgeon. He will get it out. He'll take care of you. I guarantee you'll be glad you went with him. Matter of fact, I'm going to have it done. Doc, we changed that appointment from today until next Tuesday. I don't know if they told you or not. So
because he's a coward.
Well, no, I've got to go to a function in Mississippi, in Hattiesburg, Mississippi, and I didn't want a big bandage on.
He wants to look purdy.
Yeah, I have to look. There's a standard I live up to. So, yeah.
Coach, speaking of this are tearing it up on the baseball field.
Are you kidding me? We're ranked 10th in the country now. We destroyed Alabama, and then Mississippi State, which is the king of baseball in that state. Heck, used to be the king in the SEC. We beat them yesterday, I think 7-6.
I told you.
Do you know anybody that goes to Mississippi State?
We
know
were
anybody?
Feeling charitable.
No, man. If I had a vote in the baseball rankings, I would put Southern Miss number 1 right now. They've done more than anybody else.
Academically and athletically, there's nobody can touch them. Nobody can touch them.
Somebody lost the coloring book out there. I'm not sure what it is.
It's the best deal out there.
From what I hear, comparing them to Mississippi State academically is a pretty low bar.
Anyway, hey, speaking of baseball, how's that boy of yours doing?
Oh man, he's doing well. He just hit 70 miles an hour on his fastball velo. So that was a big milestone. We'll be playing this weekend in Fort Walton Beach.
All right. How old is he now, Doc?
He's 13.
All right.
He's 14 this summer.
All right. You got him in the weight room, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Make sure he hangs a lot after he lifts weights. I got to get with you. I know a little bit about that weightlifting stuff.
Here we go.
All right, I got some questions for you today. I got the other 2 experts in here, as far as you know. But I'm going to ask you guys some questions, and they're tough. I'm going to be honest with you. They are kind of tough. I'm going to start with probably the easiest one. Mm-hmm. And, Doc, remember, the SEC used to have a tie-in with the SEC in the Sugar Bowl. The winner of the SEC would go to the Sugar Bowl. Quit looking at my notes.
I can't read them.
Nobody can. You can't read them.
All right, here we go. What university has the most wins in the Sugar Bowl?
Alabama.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to go with Alabama.
Brian?
I would say Alabama as well.
Alabama.
You are correct. Alabama has 10.
You're asking a question and you think we cheated to find Alabama as an answer?
SEC, yes, 10 wins in the Sugar Bowl. Now, this one's going to be a little bit tougher. It's a great bowl game now. In the past, it wasn't. Matter of fact, the playoff game, it's a playoff game. The Peach Bowl. What school? Now, you got to remember, they didn't have a tie-in with the SEC, so it can be anybody. But in the Peach Bowl, what university has the most wins in the Peach Bowl? I'll give you a help. I will help you.
Nationwide or SEC?
Nationwide. Okay. But they are from the SEC. They are from the SEC.
I'm going to say Georgia.
No.
I'm going to say LSU.
You are correct, sir.
Really?
LSU Fighting Tigers have 6 Peach Bowl wins.
Because I would have guessed Georgia first.
Yes. This one, I'm pretty sure you guys will get this one. It's not as tough. The Cotton Bowl. Who has the most Cotton Bowl wins?
Texas.
Is it Oklahoma?
Texas, yeah.
Who?
Texas.
You sure?
I'm not sure.
You
about
feel
anything.
comfortable about that?
Well,
you want to change you got time to change it?
No, I'm waiting on Sheldon Cooper.
You going to stay?
Tell me
you going to stay at Texas? You going to stay with Texas?
I'm staying with Texas.
Doc, who you got?
I'm sticking with Texas as well.
Brian?
I think it's Texas as well.
You 3 guys are brilliant. Texas has 11 Cotton Bowl wins.
I just think of Darryl Royal every time.
Yeah, and then Oklahoma was tied into a different bowl game for most of those years.
Okay, here we go. Orange Bowl. This can be just about, it could be an independent, hint, hint. It could be a Big Ten school. It could be a team that is in the Big Ten now that's was not in the Big Ten at one time, or it could be somebody tied to a conference outside the SEC. The Orange Bowl. Which university has the most Orange Bowl victories. Here first on ESPN 104.3. Who is it?
Gosh, I got 3 in mind.
I'm gonna go with Notre Dame.
Great. That's not bad, but you're not right.
I've got 3 in mind as well. If it was SEC, it'd be Oklahoma, but I actually think it's Nebraska.
I think it's Nebraska. Glenn?
I was thinking Nebraska or Oklahoma as well. I'll go with Nebraska.
You go Nebraska.
Yeah.
Doc, you want to give me another gift? They all got it wrong. You give me another one?
My second guess is Miami.
Yeah.
No.
Could be Miami.
Wrong.
Florida
Really?
State.
Wrong.
Florida State.
No. This is probably the toughest one.
Penn State.
No. One of you said it a minute ago, but it wasn't your first pick.
Is that Oklahoma?
Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said outside the SEC, independent, hint, hint.
It could be. You got to listen. I can have the court reporter read back what I said.
I don't think you usually want that.
Oklahoma with 12 Orange Bowl victories.
Yeah.
All right. We got 2 to go. The Fiesta Bowl. I don't know if y'all get this right. The Fiesta Bowl. This was the hardest one for me. I got them all right except for this one.
Well, I guess so.
As far as you know. The Fiesta Bowl, Doc.
The Fiesta Bowl hasn't had a direct tie-in.
That's right.
Like
That's
all the
what.
other
Yes.
bowls.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is probably going to be a team that's only won it like 4 times. So,
The record is 8 wins.
I've got a funny
Really?
guess.
Yes, and it's a big name.
The Fiesta Bowl.
Well, that threw me off
Fiesta
of my
Bowl.
guess.
What were you going to go with? Just tell me.
Honestly, I was going to say somebody weird like BYU.
No.
The Fiesta
The
Bowl.
best Fiesta Bowl was that one in 1991.
Was that Boise State, Oklahoma?
No, that was Louisville and Alabama.
God.
Louisville won that.
Yeah.
It was 25-7.
The best Fiesta Bowl was
Hal
Penn
Snellenberger.
State, Miami. That was a good ball game.
Yeah.
But
Oh, gosh. Listen.
It's not Louisville, and it's not Alabama.
I'll say Nebraska.
No. That's the Midwest.
No.
Come on, guys. Think. Blue Bloods.
I'm going to say Penn State.
You are correct.
Okay.
You are
'Cause
correct.
that
Penn
game,
State,
I saw them
8
beat
wins.
Miami. I loved that game.
Yes.
And they were
Penn State
independent
won.
for a long time.
Yes.
So.
All right, we have the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl.
USC.
You are correct. You are
Yeah.
correct. Okay, listen. You have 3 to select from to get this correct. This is the second part of this Rose Bowl. How many wins does USC have? Is it 10? Is it 15? Or is it 25?
Golly, how long's the Rose Bowl? Let's see.
Is the answer one of those 3
It's
numbers?
one of those 3.
Okay.
Yes. Doc, let's start with you, somebody intelligent. Let's start with you. They've been there.
25 seems like an awful lot. I'm going to go with 15.
15? Okay.
Just to be different, I'll say it's only 10.
Brian's smart, man.
Really?
Glenn?
Well, I'm going to say 15 also.
Randy?
25.
25. 25. You got to
Oh,
remember
yeah, I was
now.
going to say 25.
Yeah, you got to remember now. You got to remember.
Yes.
To be fair, with his handwriting, it could be 15.
The Pac-12, they were tied in there, and so they dominated Pac-12 for all those years. So that's you could have go the other way with Ohio State or Michigan out of the Big Ten. But hey, you guys did a great job. But y'all did a lot better than I thought y'all would. And seriously, really proud of
I'm
all
glad
you
to know you
guys.
think so highly of us.
Yeah, I really am impressed with that.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Doc, the Florida Gators basketball program, I'm telling you now, I got a feeling if they can win it all again this year. As a matter of fact, I think it'll shock
dude, we are going to get a number 1 seed. I don't care what anyone out there says about UConn. I mean, UConn is in one of the weakest conferences of what would be considered a major conference, and they're struggling. I mean, yeah, they beat St. John's by 30, but then I think it was like Seton Hall almost beat them over the weekend, and Seton Hall is nothing. All we do now is go out and beat everybody in the SEC by 30 points, and we did it last night without our leading scorer, and we still beat the pants off of Mississippi State. Todd Golden got 100 wins, his 100th win last night, and did it faster than any other coach in Florida basketball history. We are on our way to Indianapolis to the Final Four. I'm not saying we're going to win the Final Four because Michigan and Duke and Arizona are also really, really good. But those 4 teams are hands down better than the rest of the field. Nobody else can compete against them.
Well, you better get Golden some boxing lessons, because he and Calipari almost went at it the other night.
I wonder who'd have won that one.
Oh my God! And speaking of Kentucky, dude, Kentucky is so bad. I think we're going to go into Rupp and beat them by 20-plus points. We'll probably be the first road team to be favored by double digits against Kentucky at home.
Wow. Doc, the big question is, are we going? Are we going to the Final Four? Not you. Are we going?
Yeah. I won the lottery. So, like, what you can do if you want Final Four tickets over the summer, you can enter the lottery to win the tickets. And I won the lottery this year. I had 4 tickets to the Final Four. Yeah.
Dang, that's awesome, man. All right, Doc, we got to take a break. Tell everybody out there about skin cancer. What can we do? I mean, I look at Glenn, bless his heart. He didn't listen to you because it definitely doesn't look right and doesn't feel right. But what can we do especially? I mean, seriously, we got a lot of young people listen to us in the mornings, parents that have kids, take them to school, bringing them back, going to work. They need to take care of those kids' skin at a young age, especially when they get into high school and things like that, playing all these different sports at the beach. What can we do to protect our skins? And then we have a problem. Where do we go? Who do we see?
Yeah, it's easy peasy to protect your skin from the sun. All you got to do is wear protective clothing. And if you have exposed skin, put the sunscreen on. If you're getting in the water or if you're just playing sports and sweating and then toweling off, you got to remember to reapply so you protect the skin. It's so important to do it when you're young. And then if you do see something, change in size, shape, color, bleeding for no reason, give us a call, 233-3376. We can get you into one of our 8 area convenient locations in Marietta, Bonifay, Defuniak Springs, Panama City Beach, Port St. Joe, Watersound, or Santa Rosa Beach.
Dr. Ward, listen to this commercial here. Anybody out there has a business, and you have a problem keeping it warm, keeping it cool, do what the highly intelligent people do. Go to Stevenson Air Conditioning. Go local. The most honest, hardworking guy out there. They're the best at what they do. That is Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Do you want to look better? Do you want to feel better? Yeah, we all do. You want your son or daughter to have an edge in athletics. Bigger, stronger, faster. Max Fit Sports Nutrition can make it happen for you. Jason's got 2 great locations, Pier Park and 23rd Street. Listen to Jason every Tuesday and Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. We'll be right back with Dr. Ward, Brian, Glenn, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast. Mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight. A bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun. And a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday. And we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Coin and Bullion Reserves is now Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry, a new name that reflects what we do best, fine jewelry and diamonds. Same trusted service for over 50 years. Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry at 15th Street and East Avenue. Coin and Bullion Reserves is now Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry, a new name that reflects what we do best, fine jewelry and diamonds. Same trusted service for over 50 years. Coin and Bullion Reserves Fine Jewelry at 15th Street and East Avenue.
Full residential and commercial projects from start to finish. Wheelhouse is ready to help. From the moment you have the thought to build to the moment you step through the front door of your finished project, Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering will walk you through all of your aspirations. Engineering, site plans, live architectural design, construction, 3D rendering, permits, and more. Wheelhouse Consulting and Engineering, 850-896-6597, 850-896-6597, and online at wheelhousedba.com.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing people aren't saying a whole lot about, and I'll probably get in trouble,
but just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Welcome back, 104.3, ESPN Northwest Florida. We got Dr. Ward with us this morning. The guy is incredible. Skin cancer can be deadly. You have any problem whatsoever, I advise you to call Dr. Ward. Make an appointment like I did. If you want somebody to operate, get it off you, this is the guy you want to go with, believe me. All right, Doc, something's happened in the college basketball world. We're talking about the Final Four, SEC tournament, everything. Are you going to get up to Nashville at all? Are you going to go? Or are you just going to wait to go to the Final Four?
We'll wait to go to the Final Four. We're actually headed to Miami for spring break to see the World Baseball Classic. We have tickets to the semifinals and the championship game, so it's going to be phenomenal. I mean, look at these teams. You got Japan, who's won the last two World Baseball Classics. The Dominican Republic team is absolutely stacked. You got Ketel Marte, Juan Soto, Caminero. I mean, DR is stacked, and just look at the U.S. roster, which is, got to be the favorite with Skubal and Skeens pitching, and just bats up and down the lineup. It is going to be fantastic.
That's awesome. You're doing that. You taking your boy with you?
Heck yeah.
That's awesome, man. You're a good daddy. You really are. I want to ask you a couple questions here about all three of you guys. This one it just changed. It's just changed.
Alabama.
Not Alabama.
Nick Saban.
No. These are the three, and you guys should know this. You guys should know this.
Oh, here we go.
Big names. All right. The best of the best. The best SEC basketball head coach with the best winning percentage versus AP ranked teams. Who are the top three?
Are we talking active or all time?
All time. Okay. I think it said all time, yes. Yeah, all time.
Okay.
The number 3 guy just got beat out by what school? It just happened last night. What school is it? What coach is it?
Let's see.
I mean, I would guess Calipari.
You mean he got beat last night, and it's win percent against top 25. So I mean, I'd say it's Nate Oates.
No. You mentioned him earlier today. We both said this team is hot. We think they can do it all. They're going to be the number 1 seed. Who is it?
Oh,
your
got
coach.
Beat out last night. Then I guess it's got to be Todd Golden.
He just the Florida basketball.
Oh, because we weren't playing a ranked team. Yeah, there we go. Okay, that's when I got beat out.
All right, I'll explain it in a minute. Who are the top 3?
Yeah, you should.
Who are the top 3? Come on, guys. Who's the biggest name in basketball in the SEC?
Well, I mean, are we going in order, or are we just trying to get the 3?
I just get the 3.
All right. Well, Adolph Rupp is certainly one of them.
Absolutely. 60.5%. I think it was like 23 and 15 versus ranked AP teams.
Sam Newton.
He just got beat out, though, by Florida's head basketball coach when he got the who did Florida beat last night? No, it wasn't that. I got timeout.
I promise you.
Timeout. He's got to be a ranked team. My bad. Number 2, who is it? Randy ought to know this guy. Number 2, basketball coach.
Rick Pitino.
Absolutely. Where did he coach in the SEC?
Kentucky.
Yes, sir. Where did
Adolph Rupp?
Kentucky. Number 1. Now, Rick is 64.9% against AP ranked team, which is incredible. Who's number 1? Kind of misleading. Played maybe less games. He did play a lot less games than the other 2.
So I'm wondering.
First name's Eddie.
Oh, Eddie Sutton.
Yes,
yeah.
Eddie Sutton, 65%. Now, it's misleading because he played a lot less ranked teams than the other 2.
Yeah, but also at Kentucky.
Yeah. All 3 from the legendary
I was wondering if
Kentucky
Bruce Pearl
Rockets.
might be in that. That's
no, he didn't. He did not make this list. All right, Doc,
hey, after the SEC tournament, I guarantee you Todd Golden will get himself back on that list.
Yeah, I'm with you. All right, let's go. If this was to happen, Doc, these schools' fan bases would go nuts. So would college football world would go completely insane. But I'm going to ask you, after reading these, I'm going to ask all three of you, which one would be the biggest? What would be the biggest explosion in the SEC or in college football? Not the SEC, but in college football. Let's start out in the SEC. Texas quarterback, we all know Manning. He's up for the Heisman. But what if he transferred out? That's one of your picks. The second one that would explode college football. Nick Saban returns as the head coach at Alabama. Colorado's Deion Sanders wins a national championship. Alabama misses a bowl game.
I've seen that.
Ohio State goes 7-5. Georgia gets major sanctions. No playoffs. Which would be the biggest out of this selection you get to choose from? Doc, we'll start with you. What would be the biggest shakeup in college football if one of these things happened?
I'm going with the one that isn't as splashy, but would be the biggest change in the current climate. That would have to be Georgia getting major sanctions, because I mean right now I think it's the wild west and anyone can do anything, and a team like Georgia getting sanctioned in some significant way would be a total rewrite of what's going on right now.
We think alike. Now, I want to see if you got the other one. Just give me your top two. What would be the other one?
Definitely two. Nick Saban.
There you go. Roll Tide, baby. Yes. Good job.
The craziest one would be Deion, but we've all discounted that as so... that's even on this list is absurd. Saban would be the most newsworthy, I think.
Saban. What's the second one?
Well, the Arch Manning thing is interesting just because he couldn't transfer at this point. So I don't count that one. It would have to be Georgia. Because that would have a significant impact on a team who's a perennial playoff contender.
Yeah, that's my two. Glenn?
Yeah, I would say Georgia not getting in, the playoffs by sanctions, and also the Nick Saban.
Yeah,
that would be the two. Yeah, because so if Arch Manning leaves, they were trying to get rid of him anyway. So
yeah, for a while. Hey, let me ask you this, Doc. Ohio State. Their schedule next year is tough, man. I don't know if you guys have looked at it. It's one of the toughest one they've had in a while. I just can't comprehend Ohio State with the talent they have going 7-5, even 8-4. Do y'all think there's a chance they could go? I don't think 7-5. But what about 8-4? Is there a chance they could go 8-4?
We've always seen crazy things. I mean, look, I'm not saying they're directly relatable. Who saw Penn State doing what they did last year? Yeah. Now, there were people who said they shouldn't win the national championship, but I think the floor for them was 9-3.
Yeah.
And then look what happened.
They were in the playoffs last year.
Alabama started the year number 3 in the country, went 3-8 under DuBose. I mean, things do happen. Yeah. So I don't.
So you say you could.
I don't think that one's. I don't think it's going to happen, but I don't think it's crazy out of bounds.
Doc, what do you? Ohio State next year 8-4. Do you think there's any way that could happen?
I mean, I think it's unlikely, but it's not impossible. I think Ohio State likely is 10-2, 11-1, just because they got great talent. They got
unbelievable talent.
But I mean. All it takes is a few bad plays here and there against good teams, and it's possible.
I'm agree with Doc. I don't think it's going to happen because I just think they're too strong. There's only 2 or 3 teams that can challenge them in there.
They got Texas, and they got 3 tough games.
But see, I just don't think they're going to do that.
I don't either. All right, Doc. One thing you got to watch out for next year. People think I'm crazy. I even saw it in one article. I said, hey, they're right. Watch out. The 2 teams that play one another, you have a shot to really shock people and have a good year this year. And the 2 teams that have to play each other is the Florida Gators at Auburn. I think that's a big ball game. And as the season goes on, it's going to play out. That was a big ball game. Am I right or am I wrong? I think both these schools are going to be good next year.
No, I think it'll be a big game. One thing I'm loving hearing from the Florida coaching staff is that our players are soft, and they're really challenging them to be tougher. I think that's like kind of step one. If you look at what Urban Meyer did, you watch Swamp Kings. I mean, basically he pushed the players to their limits, and I think Summerall's doing that. I bet you Golish is going to go in there, do the same thing at Auburn. But both schools could have very good seasons next year.
I'm with you. Hey, Doc, we got to take a break. I will see you Tuesday. Real quick, where can we get up with you? Where are you located?
Sounds good. If you want to be like Coach Hale and get great care and make sure your skin cancers are taken care of right, give us a call at 233-3376. You can see us at one of our 8 area convenient locations in Port St. Joe, Panama City Beach, Watersound, Santa Rosa Beach. I messed up.
Yeah, we got him. We got him. Randy, record this. Unbelievable.
The Union Springs, Bonifay, or Marianne.
That's a record there. All right, Doc, we'll talk to you soon. Hey, listen, you looking for a bike? Steve Bertershaw, the swim coach at Mosley, he's going to be our special guest tomorrow, so make sure you tune in tomorrow. Looking for a bike, electrical bike, it's at Steve's Bike Shop. Where's he located? 23rd Street. When did he start business? 1976, the best at what he does. Also, Vandy Roofing. It's not just about roofing. They can build anything. He's got a contract with the government, school board. They can build anything out there. They design it. They build it, commercial, residential. Kyle's out on business trip. Be back soon. And also, Turpro Pest Control. Patrick Garner does an incredible job. He does our yard. It looks like a golf course. You got bugs in the house. You got bugs eating your yard up. Not anymore. Go to Turpro Pest Control. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on the legendary 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. You've been waiting for it. It's coming up, the Alabama Update. Stevenson Air Conditioning. Be right back.
Keep the game going with ESPN Northwest Florida. Just because you get out of the car doesn't mean the Sports Talk and Live play-by-play have to end. Just say, hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida. From Michigan Avenue to the man cave, from the car to the kitchen, we've got you covered. Keep the game going. Hey, Alexa, open ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast, mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight, a bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun, and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief, from medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
WVLQ Port St. Joe, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at Jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
If you got more A's on your truck than you did in high school, you might be a Bama fan. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide, roll. Alabama Updates, brought by Stevenson Air Conditioning. Anytime, day or night, they're there for you. They're local. They're the best at what they do. Make sure you go with the best. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one. Remember the rose? Hey! All right. Now, I saw a picture on Facebook. Nick Saban, Miss Terry in Jupiter, Florida. they hosted the Alabama golf team as it was down there. A nice picture of them. It looks like they're in a small little restaurant or something. Looks like Nick and Miss Terry having a good time down there. He loves playing golf. And Jupiter, Florida is really a nice area. That's on the east coast of Florida. Right across really from where we used to play Jupiter in the state playoffs quite a bit. They had a good football program over there. All right. Alabama basketball. Before I do that, I want to do this. Everybody loves Alabama football. Spring football will get cranked up on March the 9th. I think that's a Monday. Auburn Tigers, they'll crank up spring football March 17th. Man, I cannot believe how fast this year's going by. We're already in March. We're already starting spring football. Basketball is winding down. We got March Madness coming up. And you listen to all the great things in the sports world right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. A disappointing Alabama red-hot basketball team had won 8 games in a row. I bragged on them yesterday, all the great things they had done.
Mm-hmm. It's your fault.
Yeah, it is. They go to Georgia and they get beat down. Georgia scores 98 on them, and Bama cold. They couldn't hit it. They scored 88. Alabama now is 22-8, 12-5. Florida is now officially the SEC regular season champ. I think they were going to be, regardless of what Alabama did, but I thought maybe a shot regular season, but no way. Alabama's got Auburn Saturday. That will close out the regular season. Again, if they get that win, then they would finish the year 23-8 and 13-5 SEC play if they beat the Auburn Tigers Saturday. But congratulations to Georgia for putting a beat down on them. Yes, Phil Cobb, I'm going to the gym today. Thank you for listening. Appreciate that. College. Well, let's get into basketball. Why is it so difficult to go on the road and win in basketball compared to some of the other sports? That's tough in all of them. It's tough in all of them. I get that. But basketball just seems it's even more. Is it because they're right on top of you?
I mean, that's part of it. I don't know. Something about basketball, it's such a game of momentum. I mean, all sports have momentum and things like that involved, but basketball seems to be so much into that and so much into that, that motion carrying you forward, and it's such constant motion. But yeah, I think the fact that the fans are right there on top of you, sight lines can be very different, in basketball gyms more so than baseball stadiums or football stadiums. So, I mean, hell, look at Vanderbilt's. I mean, that is a totally different.
I promise you, I was thinking that when you said I started thinking of it, I could not play on that court. I'd be scared to fall off it.
I would imagine like sight lines to the basket would mess with you more than maybe different stadium issues and other sports.
The familiarity of playing on that court and shooting at that goal.
Yeah.
There's no way.
And I got to play in that gym.
Did you really?
Yeah, when back in high school when we played in the playoffs.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Tennessee,
cool.
Yeah. But
well, you coach basketball. You officiate. Why is a home team system a big advantage?
First of all, you're out of your routine. You're not in your own beds. You're not doing this. You're on the road. Sure. Everything's different. And then you go into a place where, you're not really welcome. And the other thing, too, is, again, familiarity with where the spots in the, it's supposed to be the same size and all that, but it's just you're used to being in a certain place when the ball's made to you and all that kind of stuff, and then shooting at a different goal and what's behind it.
Yeah.
At Vanderbilt, there's people back there making faces at you and, all kind of stuff, but it's just the unfamiliarity of being where you used to be. I don't care how many times you travel to a place, if it's not, because they practice on that same court. So,
right.
If you ever go in high school, go play at Port St. Joe, it's like an arena kind of thing, and the goals are rolled in, and so behind the goal is they stick out, and they're not like one that's on the wall. And so, and then it's just a little different.
All right. Alabama goes on the road, gets beat. I hate that. But anyway, I want to all these different polls and all these different opinions, and they came up with the college greatest football coaches. And there's a little bit different than some of the other ones we've had. That's the reason I wrote it down. They had Nick Saban as a great, and the reason I got this Alabama update, and the top two are great Alabama coaches.
Shocking.
Number one, Nick Saban, the greatest coach of all time. Number two, Paul Bear Bryant. Me personally, I just think Bears. He was my idol, so I can never go against him. But number three, in this particular poll, and people forget about him. You go look at his winning percentage, what he did is incredible. Of course, it was a different time back then. Notre Dame was the powerhouse, the national brand, always has been. But Newt Rockne was number 3. And number 4, which my boy, I loved him, one of the greatest men I've ever met, is Bobby Bowden, was number 4 at Florida State, an Alabama boy. How about that?
Howard University.
Yes, sir. How about that, baby? Number 5, and we kind of forget him, but you look what he did. His record's been incredible. He's not as big as the name as some of these other guys he's ahead of, but Nebraska's Osborne. Yeah. Look what he did. I mean, he did some great things. There's no doubt about that. Now, to me, personally, Woody Hayes is up there in my top 4 because he was just a bigger-than-life image. And he was the guy you used to think of when you think about Big Ten football.
I got one in mind. I wonder if he's going to make this list.
Well, at number 7, this is kind of different now. I'd have Woody Hayes higher than 6. But number 7, he's on the hot seat, guys. And they got Dabo Swinney at number 7, greatest coach of all time. I love Dabo.
Got him ahead of Paterno? Wow.
Yeah.
He's done a great job.
Yeah. Played for 4 national championships, won 2 of them. At number 8, the guy, you got to give him credit what he's done. Wherever, Utah, Florida, Ohio State, he's got it done. The guy's unbelievable. Unbelievable coach. Urban, Ohio State's coach. Yeah. He was at number 8.
I don't have a problem with him in the top 10.
Now, love him or hate him, the guy could win. He was a winner, okay? Whatever you think about the bootlegger's son, Barry Switzer, Oklahoma, number 9.
Great coach.
Great coach. My roommate in college, didn't know him. He drove from Lake Wills, Florida, Blaine Burnett. I couldn't believe he did this. I'm proud of him for doing it. He wanted to get into college coaching. He drove from Lake Wills to Oklahoma. And it's kind of misleading because his girlfriend had something going on out there, so they went out there for that, and he drove to Oklahoma. Knocked on the door. They let him in. He wanted to talk to Barry Switzer. They said, "Do you have an appointment?" I said, "No, I want to get into college coaching. I played college football in Southern Mississippi. I would like to see if there's a job opening here." And she goes, "Hold on." And he goes, "I didn't think they'd." He goes, "Sure enough." Let him in. Said, "Coach Switzer, see you in about 15 minutes. Barry Switzer stopped what he was doing. And he says, "You know what? I like that you did this. You just walked in here." I said, "I kind of like that." Yeah, he did. They talked, had a good visit. He said he said, "James, he was cool." I said, "I love the guy." But Mr. Burnett, he said, "Coach," he said, "if I'm going to give this job, a GA job, it's going to be one of my boys here at Oklahoma." I said, "I've always done it that way. Some universities do it a different way." I said, "But from here, I'm only going to give it to my boys that played for me, and I think you can understand that." And he goes, "Oh, absolutely, Coach." He says, "But I really appreciate you stopping and doing that. You're going to do well. You got enough guts to come in and do that." But I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, Barry Switzer's number 9. Number 10, I love him. I think he's the best coach in college football right now. Georgia's Kirby Smart. Joe Paul, not mentioned. Now, I don't know, there's a sex scandal up there. They're covering that up. I don't know what it is.
That's the only reason to leave him off this list.
If you go back.
But who else?
You got Newt Rockne
I can
on there.
think of a few.
But the thing is, Bud Wilkinson.
Bud should be on the list. John McKay should probably be on the list.
USC.
And then we don't.
Darryl Royal.
But he's close. I've got one. He didn't coach very long, and it's another Notre Dame, but I've always been highly impressed by Ara Parsons.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
But that's the guy who I thought
we couldn't beat him. We couldn't beat him.
But I thought, the thing, too, if you want to just get to college coach, you got to go with Eddie Robinson.
Yeah.
Well,
this is Division I.
I know it, but I'm just saying as many things as he did,
a guy, he shouldn't be in the top 10 here, but a guy who doesn't get the credit he deserves and has the most extensive coaching tree is Don James at Washington.
Yeah.
That guy, Saban talks about him. It's unbelievable.
All right, you both heard all these names, okay? You heard all these names. They didn't even mention the guy that changed the SEC, Steve Spurrier.
Yeah, right. We didn't talk Bo Schembechler.
Bo Schembechler, Michigan. We'll come back to this if we have time. All right, let's take a break. Let's talk about some
Fielding Yost, John Heisman. There's a lot of people. Yeah.
Let's talk about some of our great, wonderful, outstanding sponsors. Well, every one of them are unbelievable. But Stevenson Air Conditioning, number 1, anytime, day or night. Breaks down, don't freak out. Just call Jason. Call Stevenson Air Conditioning. They'll get out there as soon as they can. And I guarantee you they won't take every penny you got. They'll do a great job. Go local. Go Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you're looking for a pool, it's Cox Pools, no other than Richard Cox, the legendary businessman. They do an incredible work. You look at new buildings being built, condos, apartment complexes, big mansions. Everybody's going to use Cox Pools. They want the best. Cox Pools, number one, not even close. Dr. Ward, you just listened to him. Adams Jewelry, Russ, Amber, Patrick, they're going to make you feel like family. They are wonderful people. They will deal with you. Again, first-class operation. Go check it out there in Lynn Haven. You'll be glad you did. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida. The Paul Feinbaum Show.
Rick Williams, back to wrestling for a second. How important is that entrance?
Man, music is so important. The entrance is so important. You know what I mean? It sets the stage for all the greatness about to happen. And that's what I do. Because once I get in the ring, I'm about my business. But before then, I'm just setting the music. I'm setting the mood so I can set the talent right in your lap as a fan.
Paul Feinbaum, weeknights, 6 to 10 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast, mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight, a bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun, and a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday, and we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Golf is a game that should be fun, but to have the most fun, you need to play your best. That's where the experts at Golf Plus come in. Their friendly staff will guide you through the buying process, answer all your questions, and can help with any repairs you need along the way. Golf Plus is your custom fitting, club repair, and golf retail shop. Golf Plus staff is non-commissioned and will work with you to find the best product for your game, just like they've been doing since 1988. Golf Plus in Panama City Beach. Fitting, repair, retail. That's Golf Plus.
Hear that? That's Mike. He took ZQL Pure Z's, so now he's sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. ZQL Pure Z's are fast-acting melatonin gummies with a complementary botanical blend to help Mike get the sleep he needs to wake up refreshed and ready to conquer Monday.
Let's do this Monday.
ZQL Pure Z's, just for sleep. Really great sleep.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Use as directed.
This is Coach Stephen Pearl. Your home for Auburn basketball on the Panhandle is 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Whoa! Eagle! Hey, Martha! How's Martha doing, by the way?
We're doing good. They're safe and sound now, right here. So.
I asked
hey, we were on that top 10 list. How did Doug Barfield not make the list?
Southern Mississippi, baby.
Because you had the orange uniform.
He put the orange shirts on one too many. At one time, that's all it took. Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. Go out to have a great time today. Pat Perno, City Commissioner of Lynn Haven, does an incredible job of that. His restaurant is second to none. Mm-hmm. The key word here is Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. In Lynn Haven. 10 wings inside today is their special, but they got the 10 for 10 going on. A lot of great meals, a lot of great. Watch all the sporting events, breaking news, everything right there. TV's everywhere, atmosphere second to none. That is Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. All right, Auburn basketball. They finally got a win, thank God. But Glenn, I'm going to hold off on Auburn. Let's jump into FSU right now. I'm going to get everything. Go back, Mark McLeod, 8:30. So we do things a little different today.
Okay. Well, we'll talk first about baseball. Last night they played Jacksonville University and they won 7-6, and they are ranked number 20 in the nation. They're 8-2, and they will be 9-2. And tonight, which is unusual, they're going to play 2 midweek games. They will play Mercer at 5:00 tonight. Also, this weekend they will have a 3-day series with Northern Kentucky. So there's another team kind of up north making a trip to the south. And then softball, they are 17-4, ranked number 10. They will host Jacksonville University tonight. And then this weekend, they will go to Coastal Carolina, play a 3-day series with them. And so also The spring practice for FSU football will start Monday, March the 9th, like I think most of the people are, and everything's going on. But listen, when they get the transfers in, they kind of rank them as they come in, and they don't do like once, first, second, and third team. On some of them, they do like a tier thing. And so the top tier is called the S tier. That's the ones that are the success of the team depends on how these guys play, and there's only 2 in there, and I'm going to tell you one, and I'm not really happy with this one, but anyway, S tier is quarterback Ashton Daniels. You know, what's wrong with Kevin Sperry? I just, why would we bring him in there anyway? And then the other guy is...
Hold on a second. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach Hale. How you doing?
We couldn't be better. Who is this?
It's Cincy Chris. How y'all doing?
Hey,
today?
buddy. What's going on, Cincy Chris?
Not much. Just enjoying this beautiful weather as I travel over the bridge to go to Gulf Coast Panama Jack.
All right. Cool, man.
Yep.
Well, tell us what's going on. Give me some news. What's happening?
Oh, there's no news. Just college baseball started. Wright State, my alma mater, we got a pregame series at Tennessee this weekend, so I'm happy about that. Even if we took one from Georgia at the beginning of the year, so baseball is in full swing, just getting ready for March Madness. USA won men's hockey. Canada's really funny right now. All the good stuff.
All the good stuff, yeah.
So this is more for Brian. I know he's going to know the answer to this. In honor of March Madness, first of all, were Schnellenberger or Jimmy Johnson on that list anywhere for college
Golly, we hadn't even gotten either of those either.
They should be listed up there.
I mean, come on. Like, I realize that they weren't there that long, but, either of them stay at Miami. They've got 5 national championships.
Yep.
So, but no, Brian can answer this question, and this is all for Brian. This is going to be Brian's segment. But Brian, or anybody, when was the last time Cincinnati was in the Elite Eight?
I'm thinking 1996.
Yes, you are
lost to the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Woo! So tell me about that Final Four. Were you in school? Were you past school? What was? Tell me about that.
I was in school.
He never passed.
Man, I was in my third sophomore year. That might be more true than I'm joking. It was unreal. We had a great team that year. We beat Kentucky by like 30-something points in the SEC championship. We were a 5 seed, and we were in a good division. We actually beat number 1 UConn in the Sweet 16. So we were like, wow, this is unbelievable, because we didn't think we were going to beat them. And then Cincinnati was just as good in the Elite Eight, and we got through them, and it was like, oh my God, we just made the Final Four. And when I say Starkville rednecked out, that's a level. The best thing I saw was a truck full of 10 people in the bed going down Highway 12, dragging a boat with another 10 people in the boat, just going crazy. But then, I'm telling you, State had the best team in the country that year. Kentucky played UMass on one side of the bracket. We had just crushed Kentucky. We played Syracuse, and we were looking ahead to Kentucky. There's no doubt. And John Wallace at Syracuse beat us, and I still rue that, because I still think Kentucky won. They were a good team, but I still think we would have beaten them.
Kentucky won the whole thing that year?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
But Cincinnati had a great team that year. So did, our bracket with UConn, Cincinnati, Mississippi State, it was loaded.
As long as we keep Cincinnati out of college playoffs, we're wasting our time with that. Everything else is okay. I like everything else about Cincinnati. Don't tell him I said that.
That's a great question. I didn't realize that was the last time they had been to the Elite Eight.
Yeah, they've been to the Sweet 16 once or twice since then. They lost to Ohio State back in like the mid teens.
Yeah.
But other than that, they really hadn't been. Huggins really. I mean, the year that Huggins had Kenyon Martin and he broke his leg, that was devastating. And then the team that no one talked about that they would have had is when Huggins got fired. Mm-hmm. They would have had O.J. Mayo, Bill Walker, and the dude that played for Kansas State that was
it Beasley at the time? Or?
Yeah, it was Beasley.
Yeah.
Yep. And the point guard that went to South Carolina, he was a small point guard. I forget his name, but he was the starting point guard at Cincinnati, and he left and went to South Carolina.
Wow.
And that team would have been a monster team, but Huggins, we won't go down that rabbit hole.
That's right.
But no, so were you able to go to the Final Four, or what? I don't even know where it was.
No, so it was in the Meadowlands, right outside of New York. It was the last one that was in a, quote, small venue. It was like 19,000. I didn't, but a lot of my friends, what they did is they waited, they slept outside where you could get the student tickets. They got them. They went up there, sold them because they were so high priority, and they had a free weekend in New York City out of it.
That's awesome.
Smart.
So,
That's smart.
Really cool.
I'm sure they flew up there, right? Did they fly?
Oh, God, no, it's college, man. That's road trip.
It depends on how fast they were driving to be flying. You could.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, man. Anything else going on with you?
I'm happy now.
FSU update.
I'm happy. You gave me a good memory. That was good.
Man, I've been trying to talk to you about this for a while, but now that it's finally March, it's more topical. I was going to ask you about it when you took over for Coach Hale for the week, but I'd rather do it in front of Coach Hale than,
So ironically,
hey, we just beat Mississippi State in baseball, okay?
Yeah, we ain't talking about that. But one of my fraternity brothers was he's the number 12. We called him the GPA guy on the basketball team. He's the guy who, when you're up by 30, the fans start chanting and he comes in and hits the shot and the place goes nuts. Yeah. And so he was on that team. So, yeah, we had access to Eric Dampier and Dante Jones and Marcus Bullard and Darrell Wilson and Russell Walters. I still know the whole team. It was such a great year. Yeah. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. The only thing I remember really about Cincinnati is their point guard was McGregor. My dad actually worked with his dad. His dad was a college basketball player back in the day too.
Yeah.
And then just a lot of those dudes that ended up being like Fortson was young then, and Levitt was young then, and all those guys were kind of young back then. But yeah, that was man. Those are the Cincy glory days back in the '90s for basketball. Like Coach Hale, I've told you this before. You probably don't remember, but I grew up Cincinnati being a basketball school only. Back in the 90s, and because of 700 WLW, you could listen to them everywhere.
Yeah,
like literally, you could listen to them everywhere. It was a really cool experience because you didn't have TV back then,
Right.
So, Brian, you'll remember this if just because you're a sport. Well, I was actually at the game when they were down to DePaul and Quentin Richardson by 17 points, and we were at that game in Chicago. In the small Cincy section, my mom was like, because my brother had a torn ACL, my mom was like, we should leave. And we're like, no, let's watch. And then Kenyon Martin had like 10 points in the last 5 minutes. DeMar Johnson hits the game-winning shot, and it was just like a stunned Chicago crowd. Like college basketball, when you get it right is unbelievable. I just,
That's 100% true.
All right, Chris, thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you, brother.
I like this.
Yeah,
this is
man.
the Mississippi State update.
Yeah, heck, man.
Yeah, we're gonna listen to how the University of Miami Redhawks are gonna make it over Auburn. On the Auburn. So.
All right. Let's talk to you soon. Thanks for calling. Call back. Love you.
Yeah. Love y'all. Bye.
All right, Glenn, you're not done yet.
I'm sorry.
No, hey, listen. They ranked them, but I want to tell you the guys that are. They're always going to be counted as starters, all the special team guys. The long snapper, Caleb Bowers, and then Julian Carter and Daniel Hughes, the punters, and then Connor McNally and Gabe Pananowski are the field goal kickers. But they are projecting, get this, by 2030, the youngest head coach, who's at Arizona State,
I saw that, yeah.
Kenny Dillingham, who actually 2021 was OC. Yeah, he was an OC. They got him from Auburn. So anyway, but another thing too, I want to run through real quick, if we can. We're comparing the baseball and the softball head coaches' pay. The highest paid girls softball coach. Who do you think that could be?
Oklahoma.
Yeah, well, you're reading my writing over here. Oklahoma, Patty Gasco makes $1.9 million.
And how many national championships?
Yeah,
worth every penny.
But they only live 40 miles from the stadium, so they can just drive to the whatever. But she also makes about 2.5 with all her incentives and everything and everything. Number 2 is Mike White. Now you would think he would make a lot. Well, it is a lot, but $625,000, so it drops off a little bit. And number 3 is Lonnie Alameda, who is from FSU, $600,000. And then number 4 would be Tim Walton from Florida, $550,000.
That's a good job.
And then Alabama, Patrick Murphy is number 6, $530,000.
He's a good coach.
But again, the SEC, it really they have the highest paid coaches all up and down for 10. So, and then baseball, the highest paid baseball coach is Jay Johnson from LSU, $3.35 million.
All right.
And Brian O'Connor, $2.9 million.
We got Mark McLeod coming up. Let's talk something about wonderful people we have. We just heard from Dr. Ward. We already told you about Pepper's Restaurant. Great one. We know they had one over in 77, but now we got one in Panama City Beach Parkway. Go check it out. We did last night. We had a wonderful time there. Also, don't forget about Max Fit Sports Nutrition. You want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. Russ and Amber love those people down there. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I forgot.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
The Dan Patrick Show.
I'm looking at the schools that are most represented at the Combine. Texas A&M, 13 players. Alabama, 12. Ohio State, 11. LSU, 11. Georgia, 10. Oklahoma, 10. Miami, 10. Clemson, 9. Indiana, 9. But Ohio State didn't win the Big Ten.
It's the Dan Patrick Show. Weekday mornings from 9 till 11. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you living with chronic pain, anxiety, or sleepless nights? You don't have to just get by. You deserve to thrive. At Thrive Alternative Medicine on Panama City Beach Parkway, Dr. Laughlin and counselor Suzanne Clark provide a compassionate path to relief. From medical marijuana card certifications to professional mental health counseling, managing conditions like PTSD, chronic pain, and the complexities of cancer. Book online at thrivealternativemedicine.com. Thrivealternativemedicine.com. Find the relief you deserve.
Crawfish season is back, and the heat is on at Lone Star Boil House. Lone Star Boil House is where the locals go for delicious, mouth-watering Cajun crawfish, shrimp, buttery red royals, and everything crab. Plus, Lone Star Boil House is now serving liquor. Get crawfish 6 days a week, open to close. To-go crawfish also available at the front bar, and crush the follow on Facebook for frequent food and drink specials. Lone Star Boil House, 320 West 5th Street, downtown Panama City.
Are you ready for another historic season at the bank? It's time to lock in your seats for 2026 by placing your deposit now. Next season will be played at Everbank Stadium, but seating capacity is limited due to in-bowl renovations, and spots are going fast. Don't miss out on your chance to see the season's biggest matchups and highlight real moments by placing your deposit at Jaguars.com/tickets or by calling 904-633-2000. Go Jags!
He's a 10-foot-tall, barrel-chested beast man who showers in vodka and feeds his baby shrimp scampi.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Please welcome.
Ain't gonna hurt.
Live and local from the J. Michaels studio, the Coach James Hale Show, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Not a Gator, you're a Gator hater.
Or Gator bait.
I tell you what, we're trying to get Mark McLeod on the phone. We'll get him here as soon as we possibly can.
The one thing I hated, driving back, obviously coming through Gainesville and all like that, and I had a longer meeting than I anticipated. I had to get back. I wanted so bad to stop at Spurrier's restaurant. And I wish you would have. I couldn't do it. But I wanted to get some of them desserts I've heard Mark talk about, because it's his wife's recipes on a lot of them, from what I've heard. And
Mark's wife or Spurrier?
No, Spurrier's.
Could be Mark's too.
It could be. But I really wanted to stay there or go by there and eat, and I just
I didn't know where it's at. Where's it at?
It's right off. It's right off the interstate there, kind of where the little big outdoor mall and all that is. It's I think it's between Archer and Newberry, maybe, or University. I can't. I don't know Gainesville that well.
Yeah, they got the weird street numbers.
Yeah, but it's right. I think it's right near the Bass Pro and all that. It's like right off the interstate.
I want to go there. We go to Disney. I think we're going to
drive down there for lunch.
Is Spurrier there all the time? Or?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, and Mark, you couldn't see Mark there because Mark is actually living in St. Augustine.
Yeah.
But he's in Gainesville all the time. I think we got him. All right, let's bring him on now. The man, the myth, the legend, Mark McLeod. Good morning, Mark.
Hey, good morning. How you doing?
We're doing outstanding, man. Outstanding. Hey, we're talking about Spurrier's restaurant. Do you know if he's there like every day, or is it just whenever he shows up?
I have no idea, to be honest with you.
Have you been to it?
I've been there, and I've been there, and he was not there when I was there. So
how good is it?
Very good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah, I've heard.
He did it right.
Yeah, I want to go. I got to go in there. All right, before we get cranked up on Florida Gators, I want to ask you this, Mark. I don't know if you heard about it. Arkansas did it, and I didn't even know that. And then my brothers was roommates with the ex-governor, and he didn't like it because he's not really a sports guy. But the great state of Mississippi has decided to a tax break for NIL. You're exempt. So you got an athlete, the Ole Miss quarterback, whatever amount of money, let's just say it's $4 million, whatever it is. He's going to have to pay taxes on that. And the average guy out there that works, they're going to have to pay their taxes. They don't get a break. And to me, it's like they're really proud of what's going on in athletics at Ole Miss. Look at the recognition that school brought into that state this past year. Look at baseball, what Mississippi State usually does. They just got beat by Southern Miss, by the way. So how do you feel on that? If you were in the great state of Mississippi, would you be happy that your athletes going to have an advantage? We maybe can get a player that won't go to Alabama or to Tennessee. I'm not sure what Tennessee is.
Tennessee doesn't have a state income tax.
Tennessee doesn't have one either, so they're okay. But in Florida doesn't have one, so that's good. But Mark, seriously, because a lot of people are like, they don't like it, and then there's other ones that love sports are all for it. What do you think about that?
I think it's a terrible lesson to teach kids. As they're going through their college life, it really is ridiculous. These guys are making all this money. They need to know how life is going to be, and I don't think you do that by giving them a break on taxes for their NIL money. That's not going to happen once they graduate. And I think it's very unfair to the taxpayers who do bust their butts and go through a 6-7 day work week. For a lot of these guys that are making big money. So, I think it's terrible, and they should be ashamed of themselves for doing that.
I was thinking the same thing. If you're working your tail off, you're making $50,000-$60,000 a year. You got a kid making $4 million, and he doesn't have to pay, and you do. I'm with you.
I would agree with both y'all in general. And, I've got my own thoughts on overall taxes, but the one small caveat to this as it pertains to Mississippi that I would say is they're actually very far along the path of becoming the first state, and I don't know how long, to actually eliminate their state income tax overall.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get there, so that would make it a moot point. But, yeah, in the absence of that, it's not fair. But there's a lot about our tax systems that aren't fair. So
yeah, Mark, I want to ask about Florida basketball. We were talking to Ward earlier. I kind of think they're going to do it again. Maybe I'm crazy. I think they're really, really good. I know Duke's good. I think Michigan's pretty good. Talk about this basketball team. Do you think they're going to be a number one seed? They should be. There's no doubt they should be the number one seed.
I would love to see them a number one seed, but something's going to have to happen probably to the 4 teams ahead of them, and they're playing awfully good basketball. But I think Lenardi, he had a 2 seed still, and some of the other guys that do the bracket stuff still have Florida as a 2 seed. But man, they're just unbelievable. I think I saw somebody threw out on Twitter, and I apologize, I don't remember who it was. The first time a SEC team has scored 105 points or more in back-to-back games since Kentucky in 1971.
Wow.
And look, guys, they did it without Thomas Hawk, their best player. I just unbelievable. Condon gets 26 last night. Chinaloo, 11 points and 15 rebounds. Xavier Lee, and they're shooting the 3. That there were 2 things when the season started that really kind of haunted this team: turnovers and 3-point shooting. And now you look over the last 7 games, they're shooting 39%. If that were season-wide, they'd be top 12 in the nation. So they are really doing a nice job there. And, they've had a couple games. You go to Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss, 3 games, where they hit 10 or more threes in a game. And then the last 3 games, they've hit 8. So, the 3-point shooting's gotten better. They're leaving. Thomas Hott is out, just kind of precautionary. They want him to get back to full health. But my goodness, what Chinaloo and the rest of those guys are doing, and now they're getting that guard play, the defense they're playing, just sensational.
Mark, Florida's always been good in basketball. One of the few schools that are powerhouse in all three of the major sports, baseball, basketball, and football. Is the NIL money bigger for Florida basketball compared to football, or is it about the same, or what? I mean, they're getting players there.
Yeah, they are. I think it's better than a lot of schools for basketball. I really can't say yet for, we'll find a little bit more out about football as spring practice goes along. I'm sure some information is going to trickle out of there about some of that stuff anyway. All
right, the big one, I want to go back to the Arkansas game. What Glenn kept bringing up about the coaches. Do you know what happened, what the real deal there is? I know the language wasn't the best, but...
No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think things just got chippy, and I think that I think that they were kind of on each other a little bit, and that just escalated a little bit further because of the chippiness that was going on the court. And I think that you had I think it just got a little out of hand, but it was it was good for Florida. It was good for Florida. You saw after that Florida fired up. And they were not looking back. They just kept putting the pedal to the metal, man, and they just went. I think really when Golden gets like that, and we've seen this in recent years, when there's an issue and he's fired up, the team really responds to him. And we see that in a lot of sports. I mean, I think Florida football did that with Napier. And Napier was not a big fiery guy, and even Steve Spurrier called him out and said, "Hey, well, I'd like to see a little more fire on the sidelines, do some stuff." And I think they played at times like Napier coach.
Mark, we were talking about it a little bit before the show or in one of the breaks. It kind of reminds me a little bit, ironically, of when John Calipari was kind of the young, brash upstart that had UMass playing so well, and John Chaney was the grizzled old veteran who'd been around, and his supremacy was kind of being challenged, and they went at it really bad. It almost looked like a full circle moment of that. Golden's kind of the new young upstart who's kind of a little brash, and he'll talk a little, and Calipari's kind of the old curmudgeon now. Did it seem that way to you at all?
Yeah, it did. In fact, that was the rumor from one of the guys near court. He said Cal said something about get your players together or whatever he said, and I'm not sure exactly what it was. And he kind of looked Golden's way, and I think that's what started it. Yeah. I'm not sure, but I think Golden had already during a play that happened earlier. I think he turned to Cal and kind of gave him some fiery eyes. So I don't know who exactly started it, but it went on from there. They
kind of got into it also because Florida was, kind of beating them pretty bad. So he calls the timeout and puts the 7'9" guy in. And so you got to let the guy play. It's not like you're taking the second team out, putting the first team back in. Yeah. And I think he said something, and they got going, and then it got out of hand, and then they both were expletive deletives, and so well, they did the right thing. They teed them both up, and that kind of calmed it down a little bit. Yeah. So when you reach into their pocketbook, it kind of shuts them down a little bit.
All right, Mark. Saturday,
and guys, that goes all the way back to good grief. My days of playing in the Gulf Coast Midget Football League under Coach McCormick and Coach Randy Holly. We were killing people, but they emptied the benches. Guys got to go in, and they told us at practice, look, we're going to let you guys play. We're not going to let you take a knee. We're not going to call some handoff every single play. You guys are going to get to go play, and that's how they fired us up at practice, and that's how it was. And I think that should be across the board. Talk to Steve Spurrier here at Florida. Good Lord. The coaches that accused him of running it up.
Coach Babb would say, it's your job to stop me. It's not my job to stop.
Exactly.
What about Kentucky this week? They're not real hot right now. What do you think? Florida goes in there, puts it on them? You think it's been competitive? What's going to happen this Saturday?
Oh, you want my mic killed? Oh, yeah. Wildcat's not there, thankfully. Randy's there. That's good. I think, Kentucky just suffered another loss. I think Florida goes in there and hopefully with a chip on their shoulder and says, we're going to take – I think it's a great opportunity for Florida to do that and to really get a little bit of bounce going into the tournament because they had been so dominant. I don't think they're going to be as dominant going into that atmosphere, but I think it's a good opportunity for them to show, yes, guys, we can even beat you by double digits. And I think it's going to be a fun game. I really do.
Are you going to get up to the SEC tournament any this year, or are you just going to watch it at home?
I'm going to watch it at home, yeah. The SEC just, they're not a great basketball league. They're not even a really good basketball league. So if they were really good, I might want to head on up there, but I just don't see it.
Yeah, they're just like football.
Yeah.
I love doing this to you. All right, let's take a break. We get back for the show with Mark McLeod. Baseball, they got another win yesterday. We got some local boys doing good up there. Softball, they're incredible. Everything in Florida is good. Academically, probably the second best university in the Southeast.
Next to Mississippi State.
No, Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles. But I'm going to ask Mark, is Southern Mississippi the best baseball team in the country? They're right up there. They got to be. But right now, let's talk about some of our wonderful people. I tell you, Kyle Vandergrift's incredible. Kyle will be out for a couple more weeks. He's on taking care of some business trips, things like that. But we'll get him back in here. And when we do, we'll ask him about Vandy Roofing. It's not just roofing, though. They have contracts with everybody. They can build anything, a school. They can do anything you want. They design it, they build it, commercial, residential. Kyle Vandergrift, list him usually every Friday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Turpro Pest Control, you want that yard to look beautiful? You got bugs in the house, you got bugs in your yard. They'll be gone for good. Turpo Pest Control will take care of that. Listen to Patrick every Monday right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Steve's Bike Shop. Steve will be our special guest tomorrow, the swim coach at Mosley High School. Steve's Bike Shop been in business since 1976. Where are they located? Well, wait a minute, I'll tell you. Right across the street from Sam's on 23rd Street. You can't miss it. We're be right back with the great, nobody's better than Mark McLeod. Love that guy. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. It's the Rich Eisen Show.
Jeremiah Love. I like to get in your face and talk a little bit, especially if it's USC.
Okay.
Yeah, flip a switch. Turn into a different person.
Okay. No kidding.
Gotta have a little bit of craziness. Just a little bit.
Why do you say that?
Because who wants to be hit and hit people for a living, you know?
The Rich Eisen Show. Weekdays 11 to 2. ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast. Mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight. A bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun. And a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday. And we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
PCB Hobby, the beach's premier hobby store for sports cards, comics, coins, and trading card games. PCB Hobby carries the largest selection of boxes and packs from the latest releases of brands like Topps, Panini, Leaf, and more. Looking for a specific player or team? PCB Hobby has a wide assortment of raw and graded cards. They carry parallel rookie, game used, and autographed cards in both modern and vintage. Have a collection you want to sell? We buy, sell, and trade. PCB Hobby on Back Beach Road, just east of Florida Linen. Call 850-320-8388.
Discover the new Kia. Stop by Bill Bird Kia today and test drive the all-new 2026 Kia, where comfort, safety, and technology come together like never before. Explore the new 2026 SUV family that moves you and drive away in a new 2026 Seltos, Sportage, or Sorento that are built to inspire every journey. Craving performance? Feel the thrill in the luxurious 2026 Kia K5 sedan, crafted for power, style, and you. And for innovation that sparks excitement, check out the 2026 all-electric Kia EV9, a modern masterpiece that's fast-charging, rugged, and roomy. Bill Bird Kia is the original 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. It's the peace of mind that you can trust. Visit us at 2435 East 15th Street, Panama City, or online at BillBirdKia.PanamaCity.com. Bill Bird Kia, your local community dealer. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for details.
Hey, sports fans, this is Orlando Magic's power forward, Jonathan Isaac. And you're listening to Coach James Hale Morning Show live from J. Michael Studio on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
plays.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. All you need to know about the Florida Gators right here on 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida from the great Mark McLeod.
Mark, you have contact with the chancellor and the president of the college. Y'all need to get together and see if you can't help out Tim Walton with his salary. He's 23-1 and only making $550,000, ranked number 8, and you got O'Sullivan. He's making $1.84 million, and he's ranked number 14.
How they survive on that?
So, I mean, come on now. Let's get going.
I feel bad for those people.
Yeah, they need some of that Texas Tech money, don't they?
But their coach does not make that much.
Softball?
Yeah. So, but anyway, he doesn't make that much. Matter of fact,
baseball coach does.
Manley. Hey, Coach Manley.
Yes, sir.
If somebody tries to poach him, let's see how much he makes then.
There you go. There you go.
That's true.
There you go.
Mark, talk about the baseball team, man. They got it rolling pretty good.
Yeah. They do. You know the bad thing, guys, is that Game 3 with Miami was scratched. That was not good.
Mm-hmm.
That was not a good look for Florida.
Right.
They really wanted to get some other guys in there, and they got to find who's definitely going to be that number 3 starter. You obviously have William Peterson and Aiden King really doing the job, but I think they, Sully really was not happy that they weren't able to get that game in. But still, they go to Miami, they take both games, and they pop up in the ratings. I think rankings. I think they're number 9 now. But Kyle Jones has done a great job for them in the leadoff role. He's starting the game the way he needs to start it and kick it off for a leadoff guy. Got his 8th hit last night in 13 games. So to lead off a game. So I mean, this is a guy who's generating some things, getting some things going, and of course you have some Florida doing really well in terms overall of hitting with Brendan Lawson hitting the ball very well. Strayer's done a nice job. They've got several guys who are coming up. Kate Curlin is looking pretty good, and they really need a big year out of him because he did not have a big year last year.
Is he ever talking about some of the young pitchers, especially the 2 we have up here? Do they ever talk about some of the younger guys who they like and who have an opportunity to play a little bit more as the season goes on?
I think, Coach, he'll talk about that tonight because tonight is FAMU, and then they've got a 3-game series against High Point. So I think you'll see some of these young pitchers this weekend. Because after that's when it gets nasty. You got a big game against Florida State in Gainesville. You have a 3-game series against South Carolina in Gainesville, and then later on Alabama on the road before another game against Florida State in Jacksonville, and then Arkansas on the road. So the rest of March sets up really nasty after these next 4 games. But I think these next 4 games, you're going to see a lot of young guys get in there and get an opportunity, and I think he's going to want to lock down some roles. I think he pretty much has an idea, but I think he wants to see a little bit more.
We look at all these national polls and everything. Florida's ranked up there, but I do want to talk to you about Southern Mississippi. Have you ever had the opportunity to watch them play?
Baseball?
Yeah. They're pretty good.
It wasn't very pretty either. It wasn't very pretty for Florida. They came and just knocked Florida out a few years ago, and that's a good baseball program. And I love their coach.
Yeah,
that guy. I mean, he pushes all the right buttons. He really does.
And I don't talk about that state. It's a small state. You have 3. We used to have 3 major universities. Well, I'll be the first to admit we've gone downhill. Football has been terrible. But NIL, we have absolutely no money in NIL. But the baseball facility, they put a lot of money into that. People go. They sell it almost every game. Mississippi State, we all know how great baseball is there. Ole Miss has got a good program. A small state like that, to have 3 really good baseball teams is pretty remarkable. And they don't have a lot of space. That's one of the poor states. The only school that I think that has a lot of money there is Ole Miss. High school baseball is big there. High school baseball is big here in Florida. And you know what they do in the great state of Mississippi and Alabama and Georgia? They actually have district games. They have conferences, and you know what to do to win. In our great state here, I'm not sure I think you know this, but here we have the baseball coaches on. They got the max prep determines the rankings of all these different sports. How in the hell in a great state like Florida get like this?
Yeah, exactly. Florida, and look, coaches have complained. Good Lord. All the high school coaches I've talked to through 25, 30 years now, they have complained so much about why can't we get it right when it comes to football and reclassification, it's playoff structure, everything that you try to do. And of course, these guys, the biggest crime is these guys aren't making any money. And look at the effort and work they put in compared to coaches in other states. Florida, the pay is horrendous for coaches, and they're probably making on pennies on the hour that they put in. Maybe they're in the red. They may be in the red.
And I remember back in the 80s, this was the state you wanted to go to, either here or Texas, and that's the reason we came to Florida. You made more money. Everybody's pumped up about being in Florida, and now we're losing coaches every day to Georgia, and that's the reason football's so big in Georgia. They got great high school coaches in Georgia.
Yeah, I agree. And you would love to see DeSantis and company do something about it, because it's like so many other things in Florida that needed to be addressed. This should be a pretty high priority as well.
Yeah, no doubt. Softball, Florida's unbelievable. How good can this team be? 23-1. But then again, seriously, when we're talking about the SEC, the power of SEC baseball, softball, second to none. As good as they are at 23-1, and when they get all in play, start playing each other in SEC softball and baseball, everything's going to change. What do you hear, and how good is this really softball team? Can they do something special this year?
I think they can. Taylor Shoemaker was just named the Southeastern Conference Player of the Week on Monday. She helped Florida to, I think they went 4-1 out of the Judy Garman Classic out in Fullerton, California. She hit 714, 19 RBIs, 4 home runs, 4 doubles, 4 walks, 14 runs. I mean, goodness gracious. So, you've got the pitching. They did lose the game finally. The UCLA 15-12 out there. UCLA's number 8, or was number 8 in the country. I'm not sure where they are now, but they've got pitching. They've got hitting. They can run the bases. Like so many of these SEC schools. Correct me if I'm wrong. The top 5 teams in the nation, all from the SEC. I believe that's correct.
And most of those polls they are. This one I was looking at had UCLA 9 and Florida 6, and that was I think that was before the game.
Right.
But it's crazy.
Florida did drop.
Yeah. Hey, before I let you get down here today, spring football, what's the word? When's it cranked up? What's going on down there?
Yeah, a great press conference with Coach Summerall yesterday. He said, look, the emphasis has been on revamping the strength and conditioning program with Rusty Witt and making these kids tougher. He feels like they had quite a few games last year. Although he didn't really call it out that way, he said, he mentioned a couple things about last year, but said just he wants to see the toughness. They completed the gauntlet, which is a 6-station agility drill thing that they do. They failed it 8 times before they finally passed it the other day. He told them, hey, look, if you don't pass it, we're going to have to postpone spring practice by a couple days. So he let them have it. He's let them know. And, you got they've got some guys that really are looking forward to. Not a lot of guys out for the spring. Only 4 guys out for the spring, guys. And then several other guys like Dallas Wilson who are going to be precautionary throughout because of his foot issue. They're trying to work that out, and they want him 100% before the season begins.
Mark, thank you so much for coming. Hey, real quick, we got about a minute. When is the spring? Do you know when the spring game's going to be played? And it's going to be a game, right? They're going to have a game this year.
Yeah, it's going to be a game. April 11th is the Orange and Blue game.
April 11th. Man, can you believe it? Unbelievable, man. Hey, Mark, great job today. Thank you so much. What's the best way to keep up with you?
Yeah, at McLeod Live, MCLEOD Live.
All right, buddy.
Just call your wife.
It's that ankle monitor he wears.
I can't leave the house.
See you later. You have a great day, Mark. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
All right, buddy.
All right, Brian, man, you've been traveling quite a bit, brother.
Yeah.
Tired?
About to be traveling more.
Speaking of traveling, you know who travels a lot?
You're going to be buying today, right?
Yeah, by the way, I'll be hosting Friday.
We're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Mornings on ESPN Northwest Florida just got unsportsmanlike.
The people that had their pets in strollers. Your pet is not the same thing as my baby in my stroller. Just because you have what you think is a cute dog, it should not be treated the same as my baby in the stroller. I have a human baby. You have a pet baby. Those are not the same. I'm sorry.
Evan, Canty, and Michelle. Weekdays 5 to 7 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Anna with ESPN Northwest Florida with your Wednesday's weather. This afternoon and evening there will be a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast. Mostly sunshine and 74. Slight fog tonight. A bit colder at 63. Tomorrow, slightly foggy in the morning but otherwise some sun. And a gentle breeze right around 8 miles per hour with a high of 75. The same at 75 Friday. And we'll have mostly sunshine. This forecast is brought to you by Earthworks of Northwest Florida. Thank you for keeping that dial on ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
With over 4 decades in business, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to take your collection to the next level. All new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia and supplies, new and vintage cards, and Pokemon. Buy, sell, and trade. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards inside the Stanford Station on 23rd Street next to Academy Sports. Come see the bigger store and the larger inventory or visit online, instantReplaySportsCards.com.
The legendary Pepper's Mexican Grill and Cantina, home for the most popular drink specials in town and now on the beach.